Hello, parents. Here's the news for January 27th through the 31st. Our virtual learning rock star for this upcoming week is Aluna. Aluna is giving it her all. She comes to class ready to learn and do her best. Aluna, I could not ask for more from you. So, congratulations, sweetie pie. As a reminder, students should be completing 10 minutes of Amira, 20 minutes of independent reading, and 10 minutes of Dreambox daily. Parents, please make sure you check Backpack Weekly, your students' last chance to turn in any and all NHI or missing work from this week is Monday morning, 8 a.m. No work from this week will be accepted after 8 a.m. Monday morning. HMH physical reading book. All students should have access to this. Their brick and mortar school should have given them all of their textbooks. So starting next week, I would love to see students have their HMH physical reading book with them in their reading class. So please make sure your kiddo has their book close by during their reading classes, because if we need to turn and look at a story, I'd love for them to have that book in their hand. If for some reason your student does not have their book, please send me an email. Speaking of, not speaking of, but something that I'm noticing lately when it comes to our classroom expectations, there are two areas where students are struggling greatly. And it is side conversations and walking around or leaving their seat. Parents, I cannot stress enough. Yes, we are at home learning, which is great. But when I am teaching live, unless it is an emergency and you have contacted me, your student needs to be in their seat, thoroughly engaged in the lesson. Side conversations and walking around and leaving their seat are not allowed. If your student was in brick and mortar, they would not be allowed to get up and walk out of the classroom or walk around the classroom while their teacher was teaching. And they certainly would not be able to have side conversations with anyone around them while their teacher was teaching. So please, please, please remind your student that they have to be in their seat, engaged in their lesson, and side conversations are to go down to a zero. Um, this is not a statement for everyone, but I'm noticing that it's growing in our class where this is becoming a problem. So please, parents, speak to your child. And if this does continue past next week, I will have to have parent conferences and student conferences to speak to people individually. So please just help your child work on that. Again, my goal is to get them ready for third grade. It has been my goal ever since the first day of school. And in order for us to get to where we need to be, these two things right here must stop. No side conversations and no walking around or leaving their seat. They are free to do what they please when they are not live with me. But if they're live with me, these two things especially need to be cut out totally. Questions and conversations to have this weekend. In reading, please ask your student what they should look for when they're trying to figure out the author's point of view. So we discussed on Friday a few things that your student can look for when they're trying to figure out what does the author or how does the author feel about what they wrote. So see if your child can respond with any of these four statements here on the screen, okay? In math, here's a question you can ask your student. Please see if they can come up with the correct answer. For writing, please check your student's writing notebook. Students' notebooks are due on Monday. They are due on Monday. And that's all I have for parents this week. Please make sure you check the student newsletter, which is posted to our website. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week.